Greetings everyone, I'm Kevin and today we're going to play YaTBRzy for August. So as always, before we play the game, we're going to go through the books that I was supposed to read in July. The first prompt I got was South Asia and I read Chaos Curse and I did finish it. The next prompt that I got was number 42 and I got The Deal from, I think, Goodreads was that number on Goodreads. The next prompt was Happy Book and I chose Diary for Aunties and I did finish it. Then I got another number. This time I got Randomize and I landed on number 299, which is Baking Me Crazy. And I have finished this book as well. The last prompt I got was another number. This time I got number 13, so I picked number 13 on my bookcase and I got The Weight of the Stars. I haven't finished this yet. I am halfway through, meaning that I still do count it because I've read over 50%. There are still a few days left of the month, so I do think that I am either going to finish it or be close to finishing it, so I will count it as well. That means that I have completed or kind of completed my July TBR. So I'm not going to take a punishment prompt for not finishing a book, and I get to take a book buying prompt. So we got the color blue. That means that I will take a blue card out of this. Let's take one here. So this prompt, and the book that I will get is for €5. That means around 50 Swedish. That's not a lot of money. I'm gonna go on to Amazon and see if I have any book that costs that little. So almost like €50. It should be €50. Ooh, I mean 50 Swedish krona. So KR is krona. So we have 60. Do we have one that is around 50? Yeah, okay, we have one. So I will be getting Om det var krig I Norden. So my battery died, that's why the frame changed a little bit. So as I was saying, Om det var krig I Norden is translated into Swedish, and because it is in Swedish, it's reimagined the story to fit Sweden. And what this is kind of supposed to do is give another perspective on, you know, immigration. That I am for immigration. I think no human is illegal. Like, that's just my own political stance on it. And the reason that I really wanted to read this book and have my hands on it is because as a teacher, there might be, you know, a way for me to use this in education as well. And I do really enjoy that whole perspective on it, that what if there was a war in the Nordic. So yeah, so this is the book that I am getting. But as always, like with these prompts, but if you're new here and you haven't watched another YaTBRzy video, these prompts I do like on YaTBRzy, the sheet, I do 3 months per row. So one row, like one vertical row, is 3 months. So the first row was January, February, March, and then, you know, like that. So July, August is one row, as well as September. So at the end of September, I get to buy all of the books that I got from this during the 3 months that I played YaTBRzy. So if I complete my August TBR, I get to take a new prompt. If I don't finish my August TBR, I have to scrap the book that I just chose. And if I finish my September TBR, I get to take a new one and only go to checkout with that prompt. I hope that makes sense. That's how this works. So the next thing I should say is that it's in August, I am going to return to work. The new semester is about to start and I am starting at a new school. I'm a teacher, obviously, like I just said that. So I'm going to start working at a different school. So I will have, you know, a lot of energy put into my work in getting familiar with the new school, the new colleagues, how everything works, and all of that. So I don't I'm not planning to do a reading challenge for August. I don't want to stress myself out too much. The new semester is starting and all of that, so I don't want to put too much pressure on myself when it comes to that. I'm still planning to do a few vlogs that are like theme specific, but I don't want to talk about them. I want them to be, you know, a surprise when they come out. So the only books I'm going to talk about in this video are the books that YaTBRzy chooses for me. So let's start playing it. First roll for August. Okay, we need 2s. Should I go for 5s anyways? Yeah, I'm going for 5 anyway. I should have stuck with 2. Okay, we're keeping the 6 in case of a 2 pair. And I got 2 ones. Okay, I'm doing 1 pair. So that is 10 for 1 pair. And that is the first prompt for August is a yellow card. And it's yellow cover. So the first prompt we got was yellow cover. So we're gonna see what yellow books I have. So apparently I put the books in too tight, so it's difficult to pull them out. So I looked at this spread instead with all of the book covers. And apparently I only have 1 book that has a yellow cover, and it's Beach Read. I did want to read this when I saw that it has yellow on it, but it's not majority yellow. So my rule is that it has to be majority yellow in order for me to count yellow cover, meaning I can't read this. And that means that the only book that I own that it fits is Beach Read. So I'm gonna check my digital TBR that I also have in my reading journal. See if I have a yellow cover on a book there that I can read. No. Nope. Okay. That means I am reading Beach Read for the first prompt. So for yellow cover, we have Beach Read. So for the second prompt, okay, I need 6. I need 6s and I don't have a 4 and I've had 3. So it's 1 and 6 out of these that I need for the top one. But I'm keeping 5 and 6. I hope for a full house or a 2 pair. Okay, another 5. Yeah, okay, so 2 pairs. So that should be 22. So, and that is a red card because it's highest possible. The number is 11. So the next prompt we got was the number 11, meaning that either I count to 11 here on Goodreads or in my digital TBR on my book journal. So number 11 on Goodreads is Blackbird by Sam Humphries. I think this is a graphic novel, so that could be a good option. So Blackbird. That is Intimacy Project. I thought when I chose Beach Read that because this had a yellow spine, I thought it would have a yellow cover. It did obviously not. I don't like when they do that because when I get cover prompts, I look at the spine and it doesn't, you know, the color doesn't match. I don't like that. But Intimacy Project is another option. And then we will look at my digital TBR. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Persian Boy. Okay, so the choice is between this, Blackbird, and Persian Boy. Oh my god. Because I would love to read Persian Boy. It's an Alexander the Great retelling. I read the first book. This is the second book in the trilogy. So I would enjoy, like, I would love to read it. It's also on my 30 before 30 books to read. But I would also really love to read this. This is the romance between a guy, Ethan, who is a rabbi, and a girl called Naomi, who works in this kind of sex positive place. It sounds very interesting to me. It's a very interesting dynamic, and I am curious to see how everything will evolve. It is a little over 300 pages, but the font, if we go to the begin so I don't spoil. It's very small. The font is really small. But it's 312 pages. This, I would really love to read this. And Blackbird would be a lot of fun because it's a graphic novel. Okay, I'm going with The Intimacy Project. The Intimacy Project. I would love to have another romance on this. I also know that with Beach Read, I've heard that it's not really a rom-com, which it looks like it's a rom-com, but it's supposed to be a lot more dramatic than it looks. So I think maybe it would be a lot of fun to have an actual rom-com on the TBR. So I'm choosing this for number 11. For the first prompt, okay, I need force. I'm gonna keep the force. And last roll. No, okay. I mean, 2 force isn't that bad, I think. I'm going with on 4, so that is 8 on 4. That is a yellow card, and this prompt is beach on cover. Well, shit. Okay, we got oh my god, okay, we got beach on the cover. Last year when I got this, I chose Beach Read. I don't know if I have any other book with a beach on the cover. Oh my god. Okay, so the only book that I have on a TBR, meaning my physical TBR or my digital TBR, is this book, Heather. And as you can see in the little corner, we have a beach. It's the only book, literally the only book apart from Beach Read. Why didn't I have another book for yellow cover? I mean, I'm gonna read Heather. I'm not mad about reading Heather. It's just when you get a prompt and you actually have a book that fits that prompt perfectly, I'm just a little bit sour about it. But for Beach on the Cover, I'm reading Heather. For the fourth prompt, oh my god, are you serious? I just did the force. I just did the force. No. And I already have YaTBRzy. So either I stop now and put this as 4 of a kind, which would be 16, or I roll again. I'm not gonna try anything. So 16. We're putting 16 there. I don't want to attempt another roll in case I will end up with having to, you know, cross something out. So we're keeping it like that and take a yellow card. Blue cover. So the next prompt I got was blue cover. And I do think that I'm going to have more luck with blue cover. It looks like I have a lot more blue covers. But unfortunately, this book is not a blue cover either. Unfortunately. Because this is one of my most anticipated releases of this entire year. It's Legendarium, the second book. It's the sequel to Wonderscape, which is one of my absolute favorite sci-fi books. It's probably my favorite middle grade. So I was really excited to read this, but it doesn't fit this prompt. So for blue cover, I chose 1001 Nights. This is a short story or fairy tale collection of Middle Eastern stories and fairy tales, and this is something that I have been excited to read ever since I got it. I haven't got into it. I've had it on my TBR a few times, never, as I said, got into it. But I think because I'm not doing a reading challenge or a readathon this year, or this month, this year, I've done a few, but this month, I feel like it would be kind of nice to have this as a break from all of the other books. I do think Heather as well is a romance, meaning so far it's 3 romance books and this. But this is for blue cover because it's obviously very blue. Last roll for August. Okay. What do I need out of these? I need 2. 3 of a kind, big straight, and chance. I'm gonna go for 3 of a kind with the 5s. And last. Yeah, okay, 3 of a kind. So that was good. So that is 15 here. And we end up with another yellow card. Indigenous offer. Ooh. And then we got Indigenous offer. So unfortunately I didn't have any prompt that fit this book. That's a shame. That's a huge shame. So for Indigenous author, I'm going to read Himlabrand by YaTBRzy. This is a Sami book by a Sami author. So Sami is Indigenous people in the Nordic, specifically Sweden, Norway, and Finland, and also a little part of Russia has Sami. And Sami is basically northern half of Sweden. So there is a small Sami community where I live, but there are bigger communities further up and more towards Norway than where I live. And what intrigues me about this book, this has actually been on my TBR and my radar for quite a while. So Himlabrand is YaTBRzy's debut novel. It follows a guy who is Sami. He grew up Sami and in the culture and everything the same way that she did. She comes from a place outside of Jokkmokk, which is a lot further up than where I live. I've never been there actually, but they come from this like Sami village is what they're called. And the thing about this is that he is gay. And from what I understand, it's kind of like a culture clash in a way, or an identity clash, I guess, between being Sami and being gay. It has gotten some critical acclaim, so I am excited to read it. And so this is what I'm reading for Indigenous author. I always try, when I get the prompt Indigenous, I always try to pick Sweden's Indigenous people, so the Sami, instead of an Indigenous people from other places, because I do think not enough people know that the Sami exist. Like, I've had this discussion with people in Sweden that when you think about Indigenous people, you think about Native Americans, Aboriginals, Maori. You don't think about the Sami unless you are more familiar with them. Like, not a lot of people, even in Sweden, they're not taught as much about the Sami as they are about other Indigenous people around the world. So I always try to pick Indigenous books that are Sami books by Sami authors if I can. So I'm really excited to read Himlabrand. I am getting it through my library, and if I like it, I might get it as a physical copy as well. We'll see. So here we have the books I'm reading, as well as Heather and Himlabrand. So a very short, smallish TBR this month, which I'm very excited, very happy about. It feels calm, you know, not as many as previous month when I've done my reading challenge. I do love my reading challenge. I hope that I will be able to do one in September or October once, you know, the semester is going. You don't have to, you know, plan as much. Everything kind of has a better flow. It's always more stressful in the beginning of the year and at the end of the year, and then around Christmas. Those are like the most stressful parts of the year as a teacher. So I do hope that in September and October, my spinning wheel for like my reading challenge wheel will make a comeback. Hopefully, we'll see. But I do like this TBR. I'm a little bit sour that I had a perfect book for the beach prompt and I had already used that book. Yeah, I don't like when that happens. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you next time. Good reading. Bye.